know that people haven't got in yet, but today's live stream is going to be a fun fact live stream. Um, I was listening to the song by I can't even hear. Well, I'm just going to wait a little bit and to see if anyone comes in, and if not, I'm going to start. And it's going to be 30 fun facts about me. Hopefully, some people can relate. If not, at least you know some more about me that you didn't know before. I think something that you may not know about me. This is not part of the fun fact. Is that this is definitely outside of my comfort zone. So for me doing live streams, it's not something I'm used to. Even though I do YouTube videos, that's also outside of my comfort zone. Honestly, I don't know if anyone knows that, but I'm very shy. So doing anything in front of the camera because I like being a person that's kind of not seen often. So um, this is not easy for me. I just want you to know that. Um, I'm grateful for everyone that was like kind of that actually wanted more live streams because it just makes me have to come out of my comfort zone. And I think I'm hoping the more I do this and do videos, that I'll become. I mean, I always get anxiety when it comes to doing videos in general because I'm perfectionist on top of having disabilities, which is not very good because my disabilities together. I mean, I'm autistic, I'm dyslexic, and have ADHD. So all those together, one is more perfectionist, which is probably the autistic side because I like things organized. The ADHD likes messy, so it's like calm and chaotic together. So I guess it kind of I think it kind of makes um, it's kind of how I am. So I kind of guess it makes sense. Um, Even if no one comes into this live stream, that's okay. But I'm going to start with my fun fact. Fun fact number one is I'm 31 and I am from Maryland. Fun fact number two is I was born premature. My mom told me I was born I weighed 1 pound and 10 ounces, which is really small. And she also told me that I was born at 6.5 months. Um, Fun fact number three, I was born on January 17th. Fun fact number four. I love helping the disabled community. Fun fact number five. I have two sisters, and they're both younger than me. One is closer to my age, but we are both preemies, so it makes sense. She was born in September. I was born in January, so it's about 8 months apart, but not exactly, because I was born the 17th and she was born the 14th of September, so not exactly 8 months. Fun fact number six. I have two favorite colors, which I know most people probably have one, but I have two. And they've always been the same, and those colors are blue and red. These are the same colors I've always loved for my whole life, which is interesting. I don't know if most people have changed their color as they grow. I don't know, but I never have. Fun fact number seven is my favorite animal is a giraffe, which is ironic because I don't like heights. So it's kind of interesting that I have my animal that is the animal that's my favorite is a tall animal. Just saying. Fun fact number eight is that I love art. Fun fact number nine is I love true crime, which is probably because I have a high sense of justice. I've always had that. I never knew that, but I know now. I get really angry when I don't see justice served, and I get really angry when there are three groups I hate when they are any of them are hurt. It's the disabled is one of them, children, and then the elderly. All because all three of those groups are defenseless. So I have a problem when anyone does anything to any of those groups, and I don't like it. So I probably am one. I'm definitely one of the people that when I watch something and I don't like the verdict, I will scream at the dang TV like it can hear me. That's probably not a good thing, but I do that. Um, Fun fact number 10 is I like caterpillars and worms, and I've always liked those things, which is kind of probably odd for a girl to like, but whatever. Um, and I think it's kind of awesome that I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I still like caterpillars, even though most people probably like, well, you should like butterflies. I really don't like butterflies. Even though caterpillars turn to butterflies, but yeah. Hold on. I've noticed the lighting is changing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move. But anyone that is joining now, I've already started my fun facts, so I could always start them over if you want me to. Um, I'm at fun fact number 11. And I love playing video games, but I would never do it on a live stream because I don't like people judging what I do. Particularly, I already am very hard on myself, so when anyone else judges me, it's like not, it's like a double whammy. And one thing I learned in therapy, is I don't like being judged in a way that makes me feel like I'm failing, so that's a thing. But fun fact number 12 is that I don't have a filter. Most people don't like that part, but some people are okay with it. And not having a filter just means I speak my mind. I don't really sugarcoat whatever's on my mind, even if it sounds rude. I can't help that part. I don't know if that's the autistic part or something else, but I really don't. And I also don't know if it's based on how I was raised because my parents, they've raised me and my sisters. Well, particularly my mom, she never sugarcoated anything, which is great because I don't like people sugarcoating anything because it makes me feel like they're lying to me. Fun fact number 13 is I'm introverted a lot more. I think when I took that test about like figuring out if you're introverted or extroverted, I think I scored like 75% introverted, like 25% extroverted. I can be extroverted at points, but that's only if I trust the person really, really a lot, like my best friend. And other people, if I trust them extremely well, I can be very I'm fully myself, but sometimes I have to trust that person deeply in order to be fully myself because in the past when I am fully myself, not everyone likes it, so I kind of have to dial it back, which I hate. Um, Fun fact number 14 is I love to draw. Fun fact number 15 is I can be impulsive, but only with people that I don't feel are judging me and allow me to be fully myself, like I said before. Fun fact number 16, I'm too trusting because of my disabilities. Fun fact number 17, I have few friends in my real life. Fun fact number 18, I have a best friend who I've been friends with for 13 years. I view her as a third sister, and I met her in college, which is really interesting because in college, I honestly didn't think I'd really make friends because, you go into a new environment, you're like, okay, this is not going to work. Like, okay. Because people are just sometimes, it's different atmospheres. They're different than normal. For her, when I first met my best friend, she was fully herself. I've never met anyone that was fully themselves when I first met them. Before her, I never had met someone that was all the way themselves. And so when I met her, I kind of was like kind of doubting her a little bit because it was like, I told her later on, I told her before. I said, when I first met you, I did not like you because I've never met someone fully themselves, so I kind of was a little suspicious, I guess, about her and how she is. But we've been friends since 2010, which was when I was 18 years old. Which sounds like a long time ago. Yeah, I guess kind of it is, but I'm just glad we're still friends. And I love her so much. Um, She's been there through like just as my family, been with me through the rough and the good times. And like when something is wrong, I will call her. Like she knows, like she's been through, she's been there when suicide stuff was happening and all this stuff. Like not many people have been there when that happened. Some of them they're not really there, but she was there. And there's people that have been there, even that some people I don't know as well as her. They were there, and that's not um common that people want to stick with you all the time when you're going through your lows. Um, Fun fact number 19. Hello to whoever is joining. I don't know who it was, but hi. Um, my passion is helping, inspiring, and encouraging the disabled community. Fun fact number 19. I love math, and I can do this interesting trick that somebody said it's not common for people to be able to do. I can do this thing where I can add up, it's really probably odd for most people. I can add up like the day, the month, the day, and the year when you were born. So I can give you an example, and figure out what year it will be, and then what age you were at that time. So I'll do mine. I was born January 17th, 1992. So when I add all that up in my head, that is 2010, and I was 18 that year. It's weird. I can do it with my sisters and other people, and people say that's not. I thought it was a common thing everyone could do that, but obviously no. Fun fact number 21 is I used to be a sprinter. I used to do track and field. I do love running. I just don't do it as much as I used to. But I think that's because I felt like I was failing at it, so it made me not do it. And when I feel like I'm failing at something I normally stop, whatever it is. Probably not a good thing, but that's how I am. Fun fact number 22. Um, I love routine and I hate change. Fun fact fun fact number 23. My disabilities are invisible disabilities, which are I'm autistic, dyslexic, and an ADHD. I also have mental health issues, which are also invisible. I have anxiety, really bad anxiety issues, and I also have issues with depression and yeah, suicidal stuff. But throughout the last couple of years, the suicidal and the depression stuff has gotten a lot better, which is great because I didn't think they would at one point. Fun fact number 24. I don't have pets. And I don't know if I'd get any if I could get them because I have a fear of animals. Hi. Hi, Sin. I hope I said that right. And if not, I am so sorry again. Oh, so I can restart this all over if you want me to, because I'm like at the end of the facts almost, like I'm at 25. If you want me to start over, let me know, because I can restart it. It's not a big deal. A lot is just a lie, but, I don't know. Most people probably like, Mariah, what the heck are you doing? Fun fact number 25 is I love encouraging others. Fun fact 26 is my favorite movie is Remember the Titans, which is interesting because I don't understand football or like it. Oh, are you sure? Fun fact number 27 is my favorite TV show is Pretty Little Liars. Um, it's interesting because I watched that came on that show started when I was graduating. It was actually the day of my high school graduation. That's when that show started, and I watched it until it went off air when I was 25, which is really weird because I'm now 31. So it's like, huh? My favorite rapper is Eminem, which is funny because I feel like all the people I like, regardless of it, singer or rapper or whoever it is, I feel like I fit with them because I feel like I'm a misfit and I really don't fit in society. So like particularly like these bands I like, which is gonna be fact number 29. My favorite bands are Paramore and Evanescence. And in my eyes, like even probably my siblings and everyone, a lot of people, they are would be considered misfits and don't really fit into society, even though people would probably, you know what I'm saying. My point is, they're not. People probably would view them as kind of outsiders, even though they have a whole, very popular and everything. Probably why I can relate to them. Um, oh wow. What was I gonna say? Oh yes. And then fun fact number 30, which is the last one, is I went to my first Paramore concert in June with my sister, and I definitely wouldn't have went to that if they weren't there, because I don't do well with crowds. I have anxiety. I hate crowds, and I have anxiety around crowds and people. So I'm glad I got to go with them because I definitely wouldn't have done that if it was by myself. Yeah. Do you have any other questions? Oh, you like CSI? I don't. Oh, true crime. I like for my true crime, I like the show, which I'm kind of devastated it went off air. is this show called Deadly Women. I really like this show, and I always love when the people get justice, and I hated when I saw that they didn't get the justice. It made me really angry. Um, yeah, I've always been like that. There's a lot of stuff, different shows I like. This show called there was several shows on ID that I watched. And I've watched a lot of ID because that's the true crime channel. Like there was the show called Betrayed, and oh really, you never watched it? But there was a show called Betrayed. There was this show called Forbidden, Forbidden Dying for Love. Like that one kind of was sad because normal sometimes honor killings were done, which made me upset. Because I don't think anyone should be killed because they love someone that their parents don't agree with, but that's another thing. Um, I just think that's ridiculous, but okay. Let's see. I don't know. I just really like. Is it bad that I probably like true crime? Probably to some people, yeah, whatever. But like I love yeah I don't know. I just like things that probably most people don't like. Like I just really love. I've always loved true crime. My dad likes true crime. My siblings, my two sisters and my mom. I don't really think they like it, but that's because it's so gory. I can understand that. I don't. I hate the news though. It's. I don't watch the news because I don't like seeing depressing things. So if that way they feel about true crime, I can understand. I one thing I've always wanted to see. This is not part of my fun facts because I already finished all those. Is that what was I gonna say? Oh yes, I've always wanted to see like someone paint a live painting in front of me. Oh, that's probably odd or sculpt right in front of me, but that's the thing I think it's will be very interesting. Yeah. Oh really? A lot of people autistics like true crime. Of course, we wouldn't want to. Yeah, I agree with you. We definitely don't want to do the crime, but I think it's probably more we want to see if they people got punished for their crime. Like I'd be getting, for example, that one honor killing. I think was done in like maybe I think it was like the mid 2000s. I was still a teenager when that happened. But like only the reason I know about it is because I watched this show called Forbidden Dying for Love. This little what's her name? Amina Saeed and Sarah Saeed. I was watching it the other day actually. Their dad had ended up killing them, which is really terrible, but actually completely horrible in an honor killing because he didn't like that the daughter was dating someone outside of their culture or whatever. And to me, what the mom did was worse. Not that she killed them, but she, in my opinion, contributed to it because she took them out of a situation which was abusive and harmful. But then she decided we're going back in that situation, and then when she put them back in that situation, the father ended up killing them, both the daughters. I felt so terrible when I was watching how the boyfriend and his family was so devastated when they found out that she had died. That made my heart sad, and to me, when crimes, any kind of crime that I watch makes me upset, it means that justice. I feel like it's, in my opinion, it's a deeper feeling. It's almost like I don't know. It's just a different thing there. Like I don't know if it's because I think every time when I see a crime and it's not like the justice is not there, I get really upset because I feel like there was a disservice to the victim, and it devastates me. Like when I be seeing like this one, I don't know if you saw it, this one true crime case that I did on my channel for this lady that told me her niece was killed by somebody. That crap made me pissed because I'm sorry, I should probably shouldn't say that, but it did make me mad because the person who killed the child only got like 11 years, and that made me really angry because you killed somebody and you get to basically get a manslaughter charge. And that's my opinion is what that is, because if you murdered somebody, the maximum you should get, okay, maybe minimum, I'll say minimum you should get is life sentence. I know people don't agree with death penalty, but in certain cases I agree with death penalty. The child was only 3 years old and she did nothing, and I can't. Like, I just get angry because, like, I don't actually. I don't think you know. I do have three different groups I don't like being touched. Children is one, the disabled, and the elderly. And this child was a what had a disability and was a, like, Mariah, calm down. I'm trying not to get angry on camera, but I do get angry because like that is a. And then I felt so bad because the mom said she didn't know the boyfriend was like that. So then she probably felt extra. I felt so bad when I mean I was grateful that the her aunt reached out to me and said I could do the case, but I felt terrible for her family and the people that were impacted by this little girl dying. I did feel terrible about that. I mean, there was nothing I could do to get. Cause I was the reason I wanted to do that case was to see if he could get a stronger sentence. Because they were trying to petition. They had sent me like a link to a petition and everything. That I had put under there, but it didn't have any impact for the case to get like a darn like basically it didn't get it. It didn't really help, which is annoying, by the way, because that pisses me off. Like the child didn't deserve nothing. The kid was autistic and nonverbal, which makes me even more mad because the child, I'm not saying that the child, even regardless of if the child could talk or not, that she'd be able to defend herself. But the problem is, like, you already know she can't speak. So even if there was anyone else in that house, they wouldn't know that something's happening to her unless. Actually, no, I don't think. I think it was only her, the little child, and the boyfriend in the house or something at that time. But it's some bull crap. It's what it is. You don't expect your child to like just get murdered for no reason. Like I think it was either she was making a sound, which no, let's be honest, kids in general make sounds or don't do things. They're children. They don't know any better. They're not grown. I think the little girl was like 3. Like you're supposed to have certain. I'm sorry, with kids with disabilities or any kind of kid in general, you're supposed to have some kind of patience because they're children. They're still learning. But then you have a kid with a disability. It's a little different because there's a little extra cushion that you need to have when it comes to that. But okay. Yeah, see, I don't see. See, you get my point. That's my point. I can't like I don't deal with. I just think certain things are just garbage. Like I just think he should have got more than 11 years. But what can I do? I'm not the darn judge. Um, I just think he at least deserved a life in prison sentence. I'm just saying because to me it scares me that that guy's gonna get out and possibly do that again. That's why that's concerning. Like I don't because anybody goes around with kids he could possibly do it to. That's why it scares me. That's what terrifies me for some of these cases like that one. I don't know what happened to him. There was one. He didn't kill anybody, but he was accused of killing. It was a different thing. This one black guy, but it's not the same at all with this case that I'm talking about. He ended up getting he was accused of something that he didn't actually do. There's a few cases I've done where they were accused of something they didn't actually do, and one person I felt bad. He ended up getting executed. I forgot his name. Back. I'm so sorry for you that you heard that. I don't somebody's alarm was going off outside. But I just think it's bull. I don't know. And I've always had this thing about true crime. I mean, I'm not really good with true crime cases. Like actually, like doing videos about them. I would love to do more, but um, I don't really know who to do next because I've done this one guy. I forgot his name. He was black. He was a black guy. He ended up getting falsely accused of murdering someone, but that didn't actually happen. Uh, I can't remember if the case got resolved or not. I don't think so, but and then I just like doing and I just like doing cases based on I wanted the reason I did the true crime part of my channel is because I want to do cases based on people in the disability community. Because I feel like that does I'm not saying that true crime in general don't get attention and typically does, but I feel like the disabled community doesn't really get the attention that it should. I know people go like, "Oh, I disagree with you, Mara," but I don't feel like it is. Yeah. Oh, wait. Wait. You said you are in Norway now? Okay. So you said, hold on. So you're glad that they basically get life. Oh, it's good that they get life there in Norway. Okay. So someone can get 21 years, but if they All right. Oh, okay. I just think that sometimes certain sentences, certain like certain crimes should not be able to have any kind of parole um sentence. But that's just my opinion. But what can I say? I'm not like a judge or anything. I just think I just and I know that people are like, what, Mariah? But I just think, like, for example, like if you kill a child, God, I'm not trying to go there because I'm trying not to get angry because I get angry when it comes to children or disabled or elderly. My point is, if you kill one of the people that are defenseless in any way, I think you deserve no parole. Like children, you shouldn't get the parole. You shouldn't get parole if you kill a person that's elderly, and you definitely shouldn't get parole if you all three of those groups and the disabled, any of those groups, I feel like you should not get parole. There should be no option there. Like, the reason I don't know why I get angry. I just do. It's probably not a natural anger, but I also have intense feelings. So when I get angry, it's not like a typical anger most people get. I kind of get like I don't know what kind of anger it is, but yeah, I don't know. Um, is there any questions that you had? I just think I don't know what I think. I think a lot of things. I don't know if all my thoughts are probably always meant to be said though. Which is hard for me because I don't have a filter. So what most people don't say, I typically say, which is probably a problem. Yeah. Um. hmm. Wait. So what time is it over there in Norway though? Because it's only a little bit after. It's almost 12:30 here. And sorry if the at any part that you came in, what was I saying? Oh yes, if any part you came in, it was kind of dark. I realized that, and I moved. I don't know. I sometimes hope. I don't know. A lot of things I do is beneficial. Oh wow, it's late there. It's evening there. But I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm not like most people, but let's be honest, I've often felt alien. I don't know if I do live streams good, but I try. I'm trying. This is definitely not my comfort zone. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I feel like for me, even if I picked a different time, I feel like it would still be late for anybody else that's around the world. So 12 for me is a good time, but because I try not to wake up too early on the weekends because I often wake up too early on the work week, which won't be much for much longer because I don't know if you know, but I did put my resignation in for my job because it was becoming too my safety was at risk constantly, and I was always in fight and flight mode, and my mental health and my physical health and emotional health has been had been an issue since working there this school year because of this little child that's very violent. I know one of my coworkers is SAG. She told me, she asked me why I'm leaving, and I said it's best for my mental health, my physical health, and emotional, which is true. But also, I had one of my coworkers, not the same one that messaged me, has been condescending to me. So that was like the last straw. I really hope that a lot of people will say they can relate because honestly, as a child and as a person, I've never really had people I can actually relate to because I don't know any autistic, dyslexic, and ADHDers in real life, so it's harder for me to know that people can actually relate to it because I don't have that actually in my life. It's not anyone's fault, it's just the truth. I wish one thing I was telling my mom, I said I wish I could meet people that actually were like me in real life. And I'm just yeah, see, and also based on your comment, what you said about putting my health and my safety first or keeping them in mind, I didn't think that it was a big deal, but then I just got to a point where I realized, Mariah, if you keep putting yourself in harm's way, eventually it possibly could. I don't know. I told my parents, even my dad, who's been concerned, and my mom, they both been. Let's be honest, my whole family's been concerned. People outside my family have been concerned about me, my best friend, and friends outside. Even those whole situation, been concerned. said, Mariah, get yourself out of the situation. Like, they're all happy. I'm happy too, but I'm sad at the same time because I'm gonna miss. I really love this job, but my safety is more important and my health is. And I didn't realize until I feel like it was almost too late. I almost feel like if I didn't put my resignation now, I probably would have got myself in a death situation, unfortunately. And I don't mean it like that. But that little girl, you can't predict anything she's going to do, which is actually very terrifying because she's only 5 years old. But it's true. It's kind of, and I know I don't always probably go with the right facial expressions, and I know I can't really help it because I don't really know what my face looks like. Only reason I know what my face looks like right now is because I can see it on camera. But supposedly I'd be giving off facial expressions that I'm not supposed to do, which everyone in my job knows that I have disabilities in general. But let's be real. One team coworker just been being a, I don't say the word, being a jerk. I almost said something else. Okay, to me. She's the one that caused me to have my last stroke. She's the one that made me decide to resign. It wasn't last week, it was the week before, because she yelled at me when I was trying to make sure a child was safe. Um, and it was concerning to me. Like, she yelled at me, like, "Miss Burley, get in here!" Talking to me like that when in front of a child, like, because she didn't feel comfortable coming in that room because that little girl was scaring the heck out of her. I was trying to calm her down, which is I think is the right thing to do. And after that, she was tell me I should have came in there. I'm not protecting the other child safety. But what about the child safety that feels like they're in harm's way? I have to protect her first, in my opinion. She was in my area. She was trying to hide behind me. What am I supposed to do? Just force her in a situation where she doesn't feel comfortable? Which, in my opinion, is more harmful to that child. I'll miss her, and I'm gonna miss some of the other kids. I'm not gonna miss the behaviors, but I will miss children, and I will miss some of my coworkers. I think another this one lady who I really like. Her name is Miss Winters. I really like her. I don't work directly with her, but she is very. I don't know. I just really liked her from the first time I met her. Very. I don't know. She just gives off a very serene, sweet lady presence. Like, I feel like if she was my teacher, I would have really loved, like, I don't know. I feel like I would have really loved school more than I did as a child because I feel like I really hated school because I felt like it was, I feel like I had to always perform, like, because, school is kind of like that. And I know, um, yeah, I just don't know. I just didn't like school. School was always difficult for me, struggling socially. I don't know. I just feel like I did not fit in school, but that's just another thing. I don't know. I just think it's weird that my coworker didn't do this last year, but I bet she's gonna be upset tomorrow. I mean, on Monday. That's not my problem. No longer my problem. If she's taking out because she's frustrated with that child, it's not my fault that she's frustrated. I have to be in the same situation too, but not much longer. My last day is gonna be on the December the 8th. I think I just feel bad for making one of my coworkers sad, but I have to do what's best for me. Which I often don't do, which is probably why I'm exhausted every day when it comes from this job because of that. Because I not put myself first and I waited until I almost, in my opinion, almost probably mentally collapsed, which is not a good thing. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you say my safety is very important and that you care about me, even though we don't act know each other. It makes me smile, like, because people that are my friends and with what they've said, my friends, my family, and my ex, and like, I just think it's interesting. And my cousin, she's part of my family, so technically family too. Like I said, I just think it's interesting that everyone's on the same page because at one point, I was concerned more about what was going to happen with these kids, but then I'm thinking the kids will be fine. I need to, because I've always put everyone before me. When it comes to this job, even when I was sick, I'd put other people before me. Like physically, like sick. I would make myself go to work because I knew they wouldn't have anyone for us. But yeah, my mom was like, she was like, well, they'll be fine even if you're not there. Like, I don't know. I just kind of guess I got to my breaking point because at one point I was just like, okay, whatever happens, happen. I don't care. I don't care because this is literally, I've been in fight or flight mode. I told my dad today, I said I was in fight and flight mode since like the beginning of the school year. And that's a problem. Your body's not meant to be in fight and flight mode every single day. It's meant to only be in fight and flight mode when you're at risk of an emergency. And that child makes me feel like I'm at risk for emergency like often, which is a problem. Like, and that's I don't like that. And I don't understand why her mom will put her in an atmosphere where it's not conducive for her or anyone else feeling safe. I just think it's interesting that a lot of people can relate because I really didn't think people could relate to me. I mean, most actually, let's be honest, most people in my it's not my family could. It's actually no, they couldn't relate to me. It's not that it's their fault. They just are not like me, and it's nothing to do with them. It's just how they're, how they were made. I'm different. They never, but the thing is, they've never treated me different, which is I really appreciate. But it has always been very supportive. I don't think I've met anybody less supportive than them. I mean, like, more supportive than them. And I don't know. I just feel like I definitely know I haven't been the easiest person to be put up with because of some of my past and stuff. So I kind of let that dictate how I would react in a lot of situations. Trying my best to not do that anymore because eventually I know someone in this family is going to die and it's going to devastate me. So, and you can't undo things once it's already been done. Like, because death is final, you don't get another chance after that. You know. I'm just glad you came, even though you're the only one right now. I'm glad that you came. Like, I didn't think anyone would come. So, and is there anything you want to know that I didn't say, Sin? Help us with that, or the sigh. My bad if I said that wrong. My gosh. I feel terrible. I don't like messing up people's names because I've often had my name messed up. My name is Mariah, but people call me Maria, something else, and Marion. I don't get that one, but I'm guessing maybe not a lot of people have heard of Mariah Carey. It's probably why they can't get my name. I don't really know. Um, oh, you got excited when the notification pop when you saw the notification pop up. That makes me smile. And hello to whoever else who came in here. Oh. Well, I don't know. People always stupid thing I'll say and happened in high school. This one lady, I forgot her name. She said, "Can you?" I always hate this comment. Can you sing like her because you have her name? What does that have to do with my name being Mariah? I don't get it. It's like I don't get it. But just because I don't know how my parents came up with my name. I don't know if it was based off Mariah Carey, if it was based off just because they liked the name Mariah or what it was. Yeah, but it's a stupid joke is what it is. It's stupid. That's literally it's irrelevant. It's not part of what I don't get it. I just don't. Like I don't like my name anymore. I used to like it when it wasn't that common, but it's too common now. Like when I was a kid, I feel like it wasn't that common. But now it's like I feel like it's an everyday name. It's very annoying, by the way. Huh. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. I just think that like hmm. Oh really? There's a character in a poem? That's what your name's based off. Oh. Someone told me, like, one of my my English teacher in high school, he was my 12th grade English teacher, said there was this, I don't know if it's a song or whatever. He said they called the Moon Mariah. I've never heard of it in my dang life. I have no idea what that is. He was like, because I guess maybe that's the way he remembered my name. I don't got nothing. I don't know if that's like an older song or something. And I'm not trying to be rude because I don't know what that is. I've literally never heard of it. I probably should look it up. Oh yeah, I would say that I relate to like Avril Lavigne, which who I was listening to before I came into the stream. Um, I was listening to the song "Smile." It does actually make you smile, by the way. And I like her. I like Pink. I like Who else do I bloody like? Sorry, I'm thinking. There are other people I like. Can't think right now. Oh yes, I like Hayley Williams from Paramore, but she's not a single. She's not actually no. She had one solo album. It's called I think Petals of the Wind or Petals of Armor. One of I listened to her whole album and I forgot what it was called. Dang on it. Dang it, I forgot. But it was a really good album. She actually did one in the concert for Paramore. She actually did that one of the songs. I think it was Crystal Clear. It was a really, I really liked that album. Don't think my sisters actually never had heard of it until I told them about it. I was obsessed with some of those. I ain't gonna lie. I had put some repeat and repeat and repeat. Um, the one I really, the song I really like is called it's called Sugar on the Rim. It's really good. I really think she has a really nice voice, Hayley Williams, and I also think Amy Lee from Evanescence has a really nice voice. I really like her. It's wait, it's yeah, it is called. It's called I think Petals of Armor or something. Yeah, you definitely gotta check that song out. There's a lot of good songs she did on her album. She did that song, which makes me think of my grandmother. It makes me cry. Hopefully, I don't cry when I say it. I think it's called Roses, hold on, Rose, Iris. What the heck is it called? It's a good song, and I forgot. I just like and also I like let me think. From when I was a child, I really like Linkin Park. I don't really listen to them as much, even though I really felt bad when I saw that the lead lead vocalist like killed himself. I felt terrible. Seemed like a sweet man. I didn't know him. I liked that song in the end. Numb. Those are good songs. I mean, because I kind of grew up with a lot of their music because of my cousin, because actually, I was born on her third birthday, so I was born in 92, January 17th, 1992, and she was born 3 years before me in 89, which is quite interesting. I don't know if that's common for most people, but it's true. What was I gonna say? Oh, yes. Who else? I can't think of all the people I like. It's like annoying. Um. Oh, and I like. Oh yeah, they did "Misery Business" at the concert. When I went, and a lot of the songs I didn't think they do. Oh my gosh, I had my voice was like really hoarse when I came from the concert. It was like quite awesome from the Paramore concert. They did "Misery Business." What else did they do? They did a good amount of songs. So I'm like forgetting some of them. They did "This Is Why." They did the on the news. They did "Rose Colored Boy." Uh, dang on it. They did a whole lot of good songs. Oh cool. That's cool that you have cousins that share the same birthday. Yeah, I also had a coworker that had the same birthday as me, but she was a year younger than me, which is weird, by the way, because I didn't. That was interesting, but that was when I used to work at Walgreens like several. Well, it was a long time ago. Jeez, and that was 10 years ago. Was it over 10 years ago? Which is crazy, but because it makes me feel old. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not that old. I'm only 31. Um, what the heck else? I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of stuff in my mind, so I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's really interesting. I just think it's really cool that people can relate to me because I really never had that. It's not that my sisters and my parents didn't try to relate, and then that it's not their fault they couldn't relate all the time, but they couldn't. Um, and that's not their fault. It's because I'm not like I told myself I'm an enigma. I'm not like um I don't know. I feel like I'm not like most people. Like things that interest me don't interest other people. Like me loving to like research things about disabilities. That's not an interest to my siblings or my parents. So like, and it's nothing to do with them. They have different interests. I get it. Like art is I love art. Like I was telling this Uber driver that took me home one time. I said, I always loved when they had Field Trips to the art museum because I get to see art and I get to like absorb whatever's happening there. And I told them, I said, when people be talking to me when I'm looking at the art, I'm getting mad because I'm like, excuse me, I'm trying to like absorb the art. You're not helping right now. And I've always loved art. ever since I was a child. I found it soothing. I've always found it soothing. I didn't at one point I didn't know that I like classical music, but I know now I do. And it's funny, it pairs well with art. I know. See, I think my special interests are interesting to me, but not to everybody. Like most people probably like, who cares about art? Like I'm not everybody. Some people are like, I don't care about art. Like it's thing. Um, yeah, I think I completely say it was just different. It is different talking to people that actually experience what you have. I mean, my siblings and my parents can relate on some level because they, you know, been around and they may have been around people that were similar to me, but I've never actually known what that's like. For me personally, I've always felt like a disappointment to myself, but not they've never made me feel that way. I've always felt like a disappointment to my self. I don't know if that's because I just because it might be because of how society has made it seem like people that are different or should not be different, and that being different is often wrong, even though it's not. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me thinking personal thoughts. I don't know, but I feel like when people that from the disability community, when they try to have a voice or if they speak up, it's like I feel like they're judged a lot. And I don't understand that because I think everyone has a right to speak up for what is happening to them, or because they already don't feel like they have. I feel like a lot in this, particularly in this community in general, the disabled disability community in general, I feel like they're often people often try to silence them, and I don't like that. And I think, and actually, I know, not I think, I know that because my mom, who I love with all my heart, and if something happened to her, I would be devastated. Because she was my advocate when I didn't know that I needed one. Um, she taught me to be my own advocate. Now, like she's throughout the years, I don't think I realized this back until recently. That she taught me to speak up for myself. Same with my dad, both of them. They taught me when something is you stand up for yourself when you don't when you have something to say you stand up. Like, and now I know not everyone has that same kind of support, and I appreciate that I have it because if I feel like if I didn't, I may not be like how I am now. Like I probably wouldn't be able to do this live stream at all. Like I would be able to speak, and which is interesting because I never thought I'd have a platform to actually be able to speak because, like I said, I'm extremely shy. This is definitely not my forte. But I know people actually value what I have to say, which is kind of interesting because I didn't think that what I said always actually I've often thought what I've said didn't really matter to people. I know people will hear me, but I feel like it didn't often matter. Um, and I don't know why I felt like that. I don't know if it's from past bullying or other things that made me feel like I was being belittled, but that's what I felt. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I really do appreciate what you say because I think it's just. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's just weird to like actually have. It's not weird. I think maybe it just for me it's kind of unbelievable to have a community where they actually can relate because I told you like I was a child and growing up. Even no, actually no. As I was growing up as a child and teenager, I didn't know this kind of community actually existed. Like I didn't even know about Twitter. I feel like if I'd known about Twitter when I was younger, maybe some of the stuff that happened as a child or even as a teenager wouldn't have bothered me as much. But because I didn't know about it, honestly, Facebook wasn't good in my opinion back when I was going through all the stuff I was going through because I feel like they just kind of, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, that a lot of stuff was just kind of tolerated. And I feel like if I had Twitter, maybe I would have understood my voice actually mattered back then, which I didn't know because I just let stuff happen that should never happen. I know as a teenager, I did not feel comfortable. Like, I know my mom, back when I was 14, that was when the first suicide stuff came into play, but that was because of the bullying. I know she said, asked me, "Ra, do you want me to help? Do you want me to talk to the principal and all that stuff?" And back then, I said no because I was like, if they know that you went to the the principal, the things gonna get worse and like everything. Like, so I didn't let my mom do it. Like, even in high school, I didn't want her really involved in it because I knew, because it's not the reason why I didn't want her involved is not because I already didn't feel good about myself. That wasn't that. It wasn't because of that. It was because I felt like, because it was always two people, and it was always a thin girl and a big girl, and I ain't trying to be rude. But because I felt like if anything my mom said was, taken seriously and someone reprimanded them, they would have probably hurt me. And that's what I feared. I feared I was going to be actually physically attacked. Not that it ever happened, but I feared that if my mom had reported it, not that I know she was going to have to protect me, I understand that part, but I feared if it was reported, I probably would have got physically attacked. And like, so that is honestly where the suicidal stuff came into play, because I didn't have suicidal issues before that. I always had low self esteem, but this, like, I've had low self esteem for a long time, but the suicide stuff, like I said, didn't come until 14, so it's been almost 18 years since dealing with suicide, idle issues. Um, I hate that I deal with it, but it's real. I'm not gonna lie about it. I know that I know that I won't ever put my family in a place where they actually have to bury me. And I realized after about, actually no, it was a little over. It's about 2.5 years since my last suicide attempt, which was very difficult because those two attempts should have killed me. And I'm not trying to be rude. I know that sounds terrible, but they should have. Because they permanently damaged my throat. But I'm glad they didn't, because my parents and my sisters would have to grieve my death for the rest of their life and be like devastated about it, and I would never want to do that to them. And I know that for me, I know not everyone will agree with the statement, but I realize that for me, using suicide as a, how do I say it? Using suicide as a way out is not going to be beneficial for anybody. I mean, great for anybody in the long run, at least particularly for my life, because I already know there are people. Well, my best friend has already had to deal with the happening in her life, and I don't want to do that to her, and I definitely don't want to do that to my family, because I don't want them to grieve my loss and not then have to figure out what caused it and all that. I don't want that for them. I don't want to have them to have guilt on top of grief, and that's not fair to them. And I realized that my life is more important than I thought it has been, which is really interesting, because 2.5 years ago I would have never said that statement. Um, I probably would have said like life is pointless, it's not worth anything, all that stuff. And I also wouldn't probably met some of you cool people. Like, I wouldn't have known you at all. So I would have not known you. I would have known like a lot of people on Twitter. Wouldn't have known. There were people, but I wouldn't know him at all. Like, there's like um I just realized how important it is to put my mental health first, and that's the reason I put my resignation in. Like, that's literally the reason. Because I also told, it's not the first time they knew. I told my coworkers and people at my job, I said, if you don't get this child out of here, because she's impacting my mental health very significantly. Because I've been having issues with sleeping for like almost 3 months now. I've not slept in the night. I'm always anxious, always thinking of this child, which is not fair. Which means my mental space is not healthy. Um, and everyone in my corner would say this is like the best thing for me, like, to do. Yeah. See, like, I realized, like, because I've thought of like people that, I'm not saying they're people that kill themselves are weak, because I'm not saying that they just couldn't deal with the pain anymore. I could have been a part of that, like, not being able to take that anymore. Like, And there are times where I have like suicidal ideation issues and I have to reach out to somebody because I can't. One thing I've noticed, I mean, that I know now, obviously know I've known throughout the time of being having suicide issues, is that do not ever isolate yourself when you're not sedated. Don't ever do that. And that's just anyone. I just want anyone that's suicidal to know I'm not picking on you. I'm just telling you from personal experience. Do not be alone when you're in that state. You have to talk to somebody because no, literally when you feel like you're isolated by yourself, that's literally the worst time you could possibly do. Um, for me, I know that I can't do when I'm in that state. I have to be around people or I have to speak to somebody. I don't. It doesn't matter. It's by text, by call, because like sometimes even when I'm in a state like that, I'll either go talk to my mom, my best friend, my sister, my ex, like anybody that I actually physically can actually that I actually can talk to, regardless of it's text, whatever. Is I have to actually physically, I have to talk to somebody, even if it's my therapist that I had. Even though I'm gonna miss her so much because I can't have her after my insurance is gone because I can't be paying no $150 a session. I really like her. I appreciate her a lot because I have this mantra now. This is for my suicide. Whenever I think like it, I always tell myself this mantra. I tell myself is don't use. This is what I tell myself. I said, Mariah. I said, don't use a permanent solution for a temporary problem. I know people were like, Mariah, what does that mean? That's what I tell myself so I won't have a suicide attempt. Because sometimes I'll be in a state where I'm like, Mariah, I'll be telling myself, I said, it's fine, you can just do it, then it'll be over. But I tell myself in that state I have to do because it makes me remember in my brain what you're about to do is a permanent, you can't come back from it. That's why I tell myself that. I have to I literally have to speak the word. My therapist was like really proud of me when I said I told myself that. Like I literally, that's exactly how because the reason I never thought about it like that because I didn't think that it was permanent until I was like, because I thought, yeah, because I think death is permanent and honestly it is a permanent that you can't come back once you die. Unless, actually I don't even know how to say that, but and I don't want to. I hope no one that has suicidal attempts thinks I'm um mocking them because I would never. Especially because I deal with this on the I dealt with this for almost 18 years. I would never mock anyone that's going through that kind of stuff. Um, and I think it's not. Of course, I never would take it as a joke because it's not funny. I know some people be like, some people, not everybody. Some people use like suicide, mental health, other different things as like clout, and I would never because I know what I've literally been like. I should have died multiple times after all the attempts I've done. Luckily, actually no, technically, I'm not gonna say luck because it had nothing to do with luck. And I know not everyone believes in God, and that's their business, not mine. Because of, and I will say it's because of God. Because there was one attempt my dad stopped. Um, and that was like when I was in my 20s. Um, the other times I felt like I was gonna die, but I didn't. That was because I'm trying not to. When I don't know if I should be too transparent because I don't know if anyone on here is like a self harmer, and I don't want anyone thinking I'm promoting suicide because I don't. I would never do that. But the attempts I have made, I should have not like survived them. I think I'm pretty certain two of the attempts like damaged my throat because every time I have like something really close to my neck, it feels like I'm choking. Like this kind of stuff. If I have it really up on my neck, it feels like I'm choking, and I don't know if that happens because it's a reminder of Mariah, don't ever do that again, which it could possibly be. That could be a thing, but I've noticed anytime I wear anything that's really close to my neck, it's like oh, I'm glad you're happy that it didn't work. I am too. I mean, back when it happened, I was really pissed. I told my mom, I was mad. I was like telling mom, I said, I wish it worked. Like, I was really mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be like horrible person, but the truth. I told her, like, after 2 attempts, I told her I needed to get help, which I did get help for myself. Which I'm proud of myself for, because not everyone, when they're in that, want to get help. But my mom said, I remember my mom telling me this statement about 2.5 years ago when the major suicide attempts, not that most of my attempts are very major, but these ones are like, in my opinion, the most close to fatal ones I had. But what was I gonna say? Oh yes. Um, so like she was like, Mariah, if you keep doing, she was like telling me because I was in the throes of the attempts and stuff, and the throes of I was having my mental health was not good there, particularly the days it was happening. Well, the day it happened because it was back to back suicide attempts. I told her I was gonna keep trying, but I didn't. I didn't actually do it. I didn't actually keep trying. I had done two major attempts that day, and my mom was like, "If you keep trying this, I'm gonna have to call the police and I'm call the ambulance. They're gonna have to admit you to the hospital." And to me, that actually kind of scared me because I never ever. My mom has never ever said that to me, not ever. And it's not. And I think those words actually shocked me. To me, it means I really needed help. And my mom didn't understand where it came from because I completely understand because she had left and went to get my sister or something, and I was completely fine. And I don't know, I literally don't know what set it off. Actually, no, I think I do know what set it off, but I'm not sure why that did that. I just think I have really good parents, like, because some parents, I'm not saying not that's never all. Some parents probably would like, okay, Mariah, you're just kidding, like it's not like a big deal. My mom, and my parents were like, no, um, and I feel like I wish everyone had parents like I do. Like, I wish everyone had the support that I have. And I hate when I read um when I read some people don't get that support because I don't really know what that's like because I've always had it. And like I have most trivial things, but I don't know if that's being part of being autistic and other things. And I know um um yeah, I just kind of get mad about things that most people don't get mad about, and just like I said, I think a lot of things that I do are just kind of Mariah things because I never had that example, so I didn't know. Um, what am I gonna say? Oh yes, I didn't know that other people experience them. Like so, like for example, like my dad making food today made me mad. I got angry. Like I know, I probably shouldn't have got mad, but I did. Um, just because the smell was making me sick, and I was like, Dad, what are you making down there? And I get really aggravated. Some particularly no, it's when the dishes to do with the dishes. I get really upset. Go away. I've been like that since I've had to wash dishes, particularly because um it has to be in order. I don't care. I don't care if people don't like it. I don't care about that, but I need it to be a particular order, and that's what it is. Um, well, I'm grateful for everyone watching. I'm sorry if this is not what you signed up for or what you wanted. Um, mm, I, I just think it's really, I'm just really grateful for all of you, and I hope you know that. Um, I know that I'm not always very positive, but I don't really know how to, honestly, personally, I don't really know how to be positive all the time. I don't know how people can be always positive because that's not how I am. Like, oh, see, I have a strong sense of smells and like taste and like I'm weird. I know. Okay, maybe not weird. It's just I'm just Mariah. That's all I know to say, and just simply Mariah. Like I don't like certain tastes. I don't like. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I can't be fake positive because I won't be working for Mariah. Because then you'll just see Mariah being negative. I'm honestly, I feel like I'm more pessimistic than optimistic, but I don't know if that has to do with. Actually, I don't know what that has to do with. Honestly, I know my mom said it was a summer after I think third grade is when she saw a change. I think it was fourth grade on, which makes sense because that's a little bit after what happened with my grandmother when I was a kid. So it makes sense because my mom, I used to no, I asked my dad. I said, "Was I used to be a sweet kid?" He said, "Yeah." I don't remember any of that, so I only know what I am now. Like literally, I wish I could know what it was like to be the way they said I used to be. I look at pictures and see I really looked happy, but I don't really know what that's like anymore because I feel like there's a lot of trauma, like from particularly emotional. It's more of emotional trauma. Because before 8, I don't think I realized that was different. Because I told you my parents never treated me different. I may have a disability, but they never actually like treated me as, you know what I'm saying. And it's nothing like I didn't need to be really treated differently just because I had a disability. Because they always treated me. They've always my whole entire life they treated me like they care, and that's one thing I think wish everyone could have. And I think honestly that scarred my entire life. That one instance with my grandmother laughing at me when I read the Bible, and it has nothing to do with the Bible. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with she attacked the area that is weak for me because um reading and pronunciation is weak when you're dyslexic on top of, I already also have I had confidence issues and I still have them to this day when it comes to reading because I don't read fluently. I can't really help it. Well, I didn't honestly back then. I didn't know I was autistic and had ADHD and any of that stuff because I didn't know. Like I said, even as a child, I didn't really. The only thing I knew back when I was a child because what my parents were told is that I had a cognitive disability. I'm trying not to. One thing I am trying to do, even though my grandmother is now passed on, she died a little over 6 years ago, which I miss her still, but I'm trying to. I don't know how you really can forgive someone that is like dead. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I try not to hold it against her, but it's significantly impacted my life. So it's like anytime I have to read out loud or anytime anyone calls me, I get freaking terrified, which is probably not a good thing, but I still push myself through it. My dad is like, Mariah, well, actually, no, my dad and my other family members, even my sister says she'll be getting nervous, she'll get nervous sometimes because she knows how anxious I get when it comes to reading out loud, any kind of thing. So she'll be like, yeah. Well, I didn't think I was autistic. I always knew I was dyslexic, but I didn't think I was autistic till about a couple years ago, maybe. But then I was gonna get formally tested, which would have happened if it would have happened if the lady could just do the testing in her office, and I didn't have to put all any like people involved in it, which could have happened. But she said based on the intake, she's certain that's probably what most likely what it is. My therapist told me she said because I had first thought I had BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, which is often overlaps with being autistic and having ADHD. She said that she didn't think it was bipolar. I mean, not bipolar, borderline personality disorder, but she actually thought what she was seeing was being autistic, which is interesting because I had no idea all those overlapped. Um, like I don't know because like a cognitive disability has a whole umbrella of things under it. It has dyslexia, which I am, has ADHD, which I'm not surprised, and has being autistic, which I'm not also not surprised. The one thing that actually was surprising was the ADHD but now I know there's different types of them, because of researching and stuff. I know, but I was surprised about that because I didn't think I could be, but then I realized all the stuff that encompassed in ADHD. Like I didn't know like the interrupting people was part of it. I didn't know that like like I didn't know like because I just assumed I didn't have it because I don't move around. Like I will I will stim, but I just assumed it was just I just assumed I didn't have it. I assumed I didn't have a lot of things, okay? But what the heck did I know? I was wrong. And also, I didn't talk this much as a child or even a teenager because I never felt really I don't know. I didn't really feel comfortable. I've never in school, particularly in school, I've never felt comfortable really talking to people outside my family. I talked to a few people, but it was not that many. And that's normally when I actually had an actual um like one of my neighbors who, well, at least who used to live over here, my own neighbor. We actually, me and my sister were actually friends with them, their family. So I actually talked to them. That was different, but it wasn't the same because we actually had a relationship outside of school, so it wasn't the actual same. Um, they're like my best friend. I was actually surprised I actually have a best friend because, like I said, I don't trust people easily because I've had people betray me and use me and other stuff. So it's very hard for me. I just think it's interesting how so many, it seems like a lot of people are being more diagnosed now in later ages than when they were children. Is I wonder if that's because, um, I almost wonder if are they showing up differently now than they did in the past? Because I know as a child, I didn't talk that much, so I'm surprised they didn't pick up on something there. But then I'm thinking maybe because back in the 90s, my mom said back in the 90s, this was like a, newly thing. At least in, I don't know if in the U.S. if it was new. I'm assuming maybe in the U.S. it was just new. I don't bloody know. I was a child, so I can't say that. But at the same time, maybe because I didn't, you know how there's supposedly common characteristics to each disability. I must not have shown any of those signs. But then I'm thinking maybe I just didn't. Now I'm thinking maybe I was just selectively mute. Why? I don't know if you know, selective mute level is to not say because I know if I speak I'll get myself in trouble. That's why I told my dad and my mom I said I can't talk to that teacher because if I say something I'm gonna lose my job, which is true. Because when I'm angry I don't yeah, I wasn't good at school. I was always struggling. So you were doing struggling. I'm glad you didn't struggle. I've always struggled throughout school, so I don't know what that's like. But I also think maybe because I was dyslexic, why I struggled more. I almost wonder if I just was autistic and ADHD, would I have struggled as much? I don't know. But I mean, I don't. I mean, my parents are like trying to figure out why do I embrace it because I feel like the reason I embrace it is nothing to do with that I like labels. It's just because I think the reason I embrace it is because I know I'm part of a population that's already what's the word not really seen. So I think that's one of the reasons I like embracing having disabilities. And I understand why they say about embracing it. I know it's nothing bad because but they when they mean it, I think it's just because I sometimes I do dwell on being different like in a negative way, which is not really good. So I can understand that part. I think for me also trying to figure out my identity and like where I actually belong, like it probably um for me, it made it harder because I know my mom understood why I wanted to do the testing. My dad and my sister, not as many. Uh, they didn't understand as much, but I guess at the same time for them, it might have been. I don't know why they didn't really understand, but my mom understood why I wanted to do the testing. Well, I wish I had done it earlier if I'd known. So it would have been that hard. I wish I could have done it as like when I was in school, like even if I had known about this testing like when I was in like maybe 19 even college age I would have probably well if I'm pretty sure if my mom actually no if my mom knew about the testing she would have definitely pretty sure she probably would have went she probably would have tried to get it because I don't think she knew about this. She knew about testing for for getting like disability services like my accommodations for college but we didn't I don't think we but we neither of us knew about like the testing you can take like for finding out if you're autistic, ADHD. We didn't know about this testing. We just knew um, uh, that we had to get testing for college accommodation. But that's what we knew. We didn't like my mom just assumed like I can't say I fault her. No one told them. I don't think no one told her that that the person that you like hire or whatever to do these tests like have special qualifications. Like they didn't. I don't think they told her like what disabilities they are qualified under, like what they could diagnose. Because my mom said she assumed based on the pay, based on what she was when she was getting me tested for my accommodations, that this person had been specialized in all different disabilities. Who would? I mean, I can't say I fault her. She didn't know any better. So yeah. Oh, you embrace it. I'm glad you embrace it. But what was I gonna say? Lost my thought. Oh yes, I mean, regardless of like if you actually have a formal diagnosis or not, like I feel like regardless, I think I wish sometimes I wish some of the people in the disability community weren't so mean because sometimes they be saying, so actually no, sometimes people in and outside the community will be saying like if you don't have a formal diagnosis, like kind of like they'll get on that person's back. Like who are you to tell someone that they are kind of less than because they made a self diagnosis. Because sometimes you either can't afford to get tested or they you don't fit the qualifications, so no one will actually take it seriously. So like I don't understand, like that's not okay to tell someone, like for example, um before I suspected that I had any of these, well, I already knew I was dyslexic. I've always known that. um but I wasn't, I thought I was autistic based on what I was hearing about from other people because of what, and even reading this paperwork that I was reading, that from college accommodation, for getting college accommodations, they started more autistic than ADHD. I've seen ADHD traits now when I'm thinking about it. Like I didn't know multitasking was part of ADHD. Like I mean, like for example, I will go from like last night I was playing a game, talking to someone else, and listening to a video at the same time. That I was like, okay, so that's definitely ADHD. And my brain will go like it will go really fast, and then I'm like, okay, I have this thought, then I forgot it. Then it's very annoying. It's like annoying. It's like I said, ADHD and being autistic and being ADHD is like you have chaos plus calmness, and that makes up you. And then for me, I'm an ADHD or autistic and dyslexic, so I have a mix of I don't know what the heck it is. That's what I'll say. It's a lot happening. But I mean, it makes up me. Oh, good. I'm glad. See, I did a lot of no, I did. I definitely did a lot of research when it came. I had even done some what's those called? Like those tests online. Like those tests online that says, well, my therapist, even though I know people hate me saying this, she said that I was had Asperger syndrome. I know people hate me saying that. I'm sorry, which just means I don't have all supposedly I don't have all the traits of being autistic. Doesn't make me any less autistic, but I'm just saying. And I know people hate when I say Asperger's on here. I'm sorry, sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone. Um, but which I really hate sometimes having because like certain people that I don't like have the Asperger's. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying this particular person that is very rich has it, and I don't like him. I'm sorry. It's not my. It's kind of not my. It's not my fault. He just seems like a jerk. So like, it's kind of not my fault. I mean, I didn't make myself because if I made myself, I surely wouldn't try to have something someone I don't like has. But okay. Yeah, my brain is just a whole lot. That's all it be. It is honestly. It probably because I sometimes talk and I forget people don't have like my parent. Often this happens often in my house. I will say something and I forget. I forget people don't have context, and then they're like, "It's funny." Okay, back to the say. So now I'll say something, and then my parents will remind me, or my mom will, particularly because I talk to my mom a lot. She'll remind me, "Oh, Mariah, what are you talking about? I don't have context to what you're saying." And because in my mind, I ever have so that statement. That's funny, but. Um, See, like I said, I will go on a tangent, this whole thing. I don't, like I said, I don't know if that's the autistic side of the ADHD. Um, but I don't know. Uh, oh, and my mom, funny thing is, I heard this thing my mom was telling me, because my mom says when I laugh, I have this little high pitched little laugh sometimes, which I can see what she was. I literally heard it yesterday. Didn't know I did it. When I laugh, it goes kind of high, so she assumed that I was laughing yesterday when I actually wasn't. It was a child. It was a child outside. She was like, "Mariah, did you laugh?" And I was like, "No, I didn't laugh. Nothing I was watching was funny." Because I think, what was I watching last night? I think I was watching The Rookie last night. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I am. I tell people I'm a lot to deal with. I don't know how they deal with me. Oh, you think it could be both? Huh. So your friend has ADHD, but is not autistic, also does it? I don't think and then remember them and then forget it again. Which one are you talking about? 'Cause I feel like I've said a lot in this like little small bit of like 5 minutes spans a time. Oh, the tangents thing. Oh, I just no, but I don't tend to mean to go on tangents. Like I know when I was dating my ex, I would tell him that like I there's a lot of things I told him like I needed like told him I always needed to be clear with me. I'm not trying to be. I love him though, but I'm just saying I had told him he always had to be clear. I need him to know I don't mean to go on like because I think people always assume that I am that I don't know. I feel like people often misunderstand me, and I'm not trying to make them misunderstand me, or they misinterpret something I say, which is literally the worst thing ever because I don't like that mess. But it's a common thing. Like, hence why when I say things, sometimes I will have to say to someone, whoever I'm talking to, I would say just to be clear, because like because sometimes, like I said, I'm misunderstood, and I don't know if that's common for just people in disability community or that I really feel like I'm misunderstood like often. Like it's annoying when I say something. I would just assume it's supposed to be understood because I try to say it as clear as possible, but then people be thinking like for example, one of my friends, my online friends that I knew from this, he's like, where'd that come from? In my brain, I'm thinking parents and my siblings, I assume they have the context. Oh man, it's dropping. Dang on it. Wait, it's not your phone. I don't. My internet connection is good on my side. I don't know what's happening. It says it's like fully like. Oh man, it's buffering. Dang it. Oh good, I'm back. Oh thank goodness. But my internet was saying it was good. I don't know. I hate technology sometimes. I'm sorry. I mean, it's good at points and then it's dumb at other points. I'm not like a regular, I forgot what gen I am, generation I am, whatever. But think it's either generation X or Y. Hopefully, I don't want to be one of the younger generations. I don't fit with them. Let's just be honest. I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. I tell my parents that sometimes. Oh wow. Wait, the audio's cutting out? Bloody, I don't like that. Oh, the last stream did that. It glitched, but then wait, is it still doing that? It's still glitching? Oh man, is that good that we're? Oh yes, we are millennials. I remember, I remember when I was young and I was on a track team, and they were like, we were. Oh, thank goodness, it's good. But We were called, I hated that word because it's so derogatory. We were called the midgets. I didn't like it because of the generation we were. I didn't like it, by the way. I'm just being clear. I did not like that term. It sounds so disrespectful. And I'm also small in general. I'm not under 5 feet, but I always feel very small next to anyone that's taller than me. Next to my two sisters who are younger than me, even though one's not too much younger in age, the other one's 8 years behind me about. Actually, no, a little bit. Yeah, it's about 8 years for her. But I feel small next to them, and I know I'm 5'4", but still, I'm supposed to be taller than them. At least that's what I think in my brain, because I'm the oldest. But yeah, I don't like that word. See, I don't like the word. I don't like the word midget. It just sounds disrespectful. So I feel bad. I don't know why they use that word. Um, uh, because I know people that are like have dwarfism, like the term little people. That's what they refer to. But wait, that's not all. That is literally not almost your height. This is now I feel small. Thank you for that. My so sweet. I feel I'm the smallest bloody one in this house. It's embarrassing. That's not funny. Don't laugh. I don't want to be small. It's annoying. I know my mom and my sister, my parents are like, my parents and my sister are like, well, that's average height for a woman. I don't care. I want to be taller. That's not helpful. But seriously, oh, they say, oh, I never heard anyone say person with dwarfism when they actually refer to themselves as that. I've never heard that one. I've heard little person though. Um, I can't imagine how it must. It is short. It's short to me. Maybe it's not short. It's short to Mariah because I don't like it. This one guy in college, I felt so small next to him. He had to be, I swear, he looked like maybe like, he was so tall. I felt so small. I think he might have been, I felt like he was maybe closer to 7 feet. I was like, my gosh, I felt like a little, I felt like I was like an ant. No, I shouldn't say that, but I did. I felt like I felt so small. It was like, I don't know how to explain that to you. Because every time you'd walk past, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm small. Hmm? Oh. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Thank you for like teaching me something new. I swear I had no idea. Um, I have a question for you since you're from Europe. Is there anything there, any disabilities there that you don't think we have here, or any ones that are more common there? And sorry, I'm not actually typing it down, but I am reading it. Oh, so you hear little? Yeah, definitely only heard little people. Your person. Oh, it might be a coincidence. Like for here, I would say the disabilities that are more commonly that I hear about here. Oh, you think they have a different approach? Oh, okay, so they have different approach. Yeah, I know. Well, let me finish what I was going to say. Sorry before I go with that other thought. My brain thought something and then I didn't finish it. Sorry. I often do that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work on it. Oh yes, I was saying. I think in this country, I think the most common disabilities that I know of. This is based on my opinion. I think autism is one that's common that I hear of. ADHD, dyslexia. Um, Maybe some physical disabilities, some mental ones like depression, what's schizophrenia, like different ones. Well, I do therapy. That's just I'm only reason I was doing therapy because I had mental health issues. I know a lot of people in the disability community say you shouldn't do therapy, but I needed to do it. So for me, it was a personal decision. Um, I didn't do it for like being autistic. It's not why I did it. I did it for mental health. I know some people, um, like I know, what the heck was I saying? Oh yes, I did that. I didn't do therapy. Well, I did therapy for that reason, and I know not everyone agrees with it, but that's their business. And I know not every therapy works for everybody, and I understand that too. Hmm. Well, that's fine if it's not the same. But I'm just curious. What was I gonna say? Dang on it, I had my thought. Let me scroll back up because I was reading your thing and I lost my thought. Um, uh, uh, um, I know I was talking about the common disabilities, and then I was about to say something and I forgot what it was. Dang on it, I hate when that happens. Um, um, I feel like there is some disability. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I think there are some disabilities that don't really get the proper attention that they should. And I'm not. I wish I knew what those were because I put some focus on them. Like there was some, actually no, there was a few I've done that I didn't really know about, like Rett syndrome, and I mean I knew about dementia. That's only because my grandmother had it, unfortunately, and I've seen movies about it. What the heck am I trying to say? I just think I feel like there are certain ones that don't get like the proper attention they should, and I don't know all of this. Of course, I don't know every single disability in the world. That'd be awesome if I did, but I know I don't, and I feel like other people probably want about know about ones that are least common, and I don't have um like I know in like late February, someone suggested, well, for a topic in late February, someone suggested the topic of insomnia. I am doing that one. And the one at, well, this week's, next week's video is going to be on the topic of MS is not. Um, then in December 16th, the topic's going to be what is it like to be autistic, my experience. Then we have December 30th will be what is it like to be dyslexic, and that's going to be based on my experience too. And then January 13th, it's going to be on the topic what is it like to be an ADHD, and then that's my experience. And then after that, I'm gonna have a topic of, oh cool, um the 27th of January, it's gonna be on topic of people with disabilities. Jobs for people with disabilities. My bad, I skipped the whole word. I tend to do that. Um, I add and take out words that are needed. I've always done that my entire life. Um, and then February, I'm gonna do a topic of 30 incredibly inspiring quotes for people with disabilities. For people with disabilities. And then the February 24th, which I mentioned before, is going to be on the topic of insomnia. And that's going to, okay, the ones that I just mentioned from January 27th to February 24th, two of those topics are response videos, which are jobs for people with disabilities, and then the insomnia video is going to be response based. The February 10th video, sorry, I was looking at my notes. I write out what I'm planning. It's a thing. I know people don't probably like that, but that's how I am. The one about inspiring quotes is going to be, it's a research video. And the other ones that I mentioned from December 16th to January 13th, those are going to be my thoughts. So, yeah. Oh, I wish my brain would do that, make me shut up until I have the right words to use. Because I feel like I often say things when I probably should shut up. And I know I'm not trying to tease you or anything. I'm just saying I wish I could do that. Um, yeah, I tend to plan out. I like having a plan. I don't. for me, live streams are not typically planned, so it's harder to do because it's kind of more like go on the flow, go with the flow thing. Yeah, I know you don't probably want to do, didn't want to, you don't actually want to do it like that. But my point is, I wish my brain would just shut up sometimes. Um, sometimes it just, sometimes I feel like, actually, no, I know I have done it. Probably have embarrassed people on accident. My bad. Or technically, I don't really embarrass people. It's more like I embarrass myself, but to other people, it's uncomfortable. My bad. Um, oh wow. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I've had, in the past, I don't know if it still happens, but there were times where, during a video, I will literally know what I want to say, but my brain won't tell me, and I don't know. Wait, does that sound similar to what I don't know what it is? My mouth won't say what I need to say. Like for example, and I can't even give you an example of how to do it because like it will happen at random. Like it will literally be a word I know exactly how to say it and I can't. It's almost like my brain it has that word in its like vocabulary, but it literally won't go. Whatever's in my brain will not go all the way to where it needs to go, so it won't be able to say it. And I don't know what that means. It's not. It's happened more than once before. It's not, and it's also not the same thing as my pronunciation issues that I have. It's just a. I don't know because I've never heard anyone say that they have. I've never heard anyone I've never heard anyone say that they have that kind of issue, so I don't know really know what that's like. 'Cause I didn't know. Like for your what you're saying, I don't think it's the same thing as what I'm talking about though. That particular thing about losing access to speech, I don't think it's the same. And I'm definitely not trying to attack what you said. I don't know if it's the same thing. It's just weird what it is. Oh, oh wow. Oh, really? No, it literally will happen normal. It often happens when well, I should say it's happened in the past when I'm recording videos and I really want to say the word. Literally, my brain will know what it wants to say, but it can't do it. Like, it won't. It's almost like it's telling me, Mariah, no. Even though it didn't actually physically say it, but you know what I mean. Oh, wow. Did you before you found out that you actually were autistic, did you think you were? Because that's what I before I found out that I actually was, I actually had thought that I was. Um oh wow, see that I feel like my brain literally like what happened. Funny thing is the funny thing you said that part about the spatula thing, you'll remember it 3 minutes later. Literally in the it's weird. I don't know if it's because my brain gets overwhelmed or it could honestly it could be. I could have no that could have been a possible thought that you said where you said about being overwhelmed and your brain lose access. I wonder if that's what happened because I've noticed it's when I'm really doing a video that's like research, really strongly research based, and I have to feel like I have to get all the words out, and then my brain, I think it is trying to figure out whatever words are coming next, and I think because it gets to more words like Mariah, you're doing too much. It might be, I think it might be like you're doing too much, Mariah, and I don't take the hint, and then I don't. Um, I think actually it might be what you just said. My brain actually might get overstimulated or um it might be my brain might get my senses might get overstimulated or I might get overwhelmed. That might be why I can't pronounce it. And I almost wonder if I shut down in order to process what's happening because it's a lot happening. Huh. Oh wow. Did you do any online tests? Because that's what I did because I did like oh wow. Oh wow. I've never actually had anyone that's cool that someone asked you about like thinking that you were autistic but they weren't hmm they thought that you were autistic before you actually thought maybe actually well before you got an actual official diagnosis of it. I don't think no. Every time I tell people I have disabilities, the first thing they always say, it's very annoying, is that they wouldn't know that I had one. I don't know what that even means, by the way. So you're supposed to know by looking at someone if they have something. I don't get it because often disabilities often are not visible to the naked eye. So I don't get what the point is. I've never understood that. Oh well. So you said you did do two to see. How did when you got those results, did that make you more research it into figuring out if you thought you were autistic? What did you ever like, suspect that you had besides just being autistic? Did you suspect that you were ADHD before, or did you already know that? Or did I should say, or did you always know? Hmm. Oh, Kermit. Oh, so you guys watched the show. Oh, that's cute. That is kind of. I think it was kind of cool though. Did you know? I don't know if you heard, but I was reading, or I saw somewhere that said they thought that Monk was autistic or something. The character of Monk from the show Monk, his name, Adrian Monk. It's interesting that I watched things and then I were like, oh shoot, I'm like this person, like, because honestly, I feel like back in the 90s and back in the 2000s, I feel like I didn't see many people that were autistic or even ADHD readily available because I mean, I feel like when they showed like kids that were autistic, actually, I don't honestly, I didn't, back in the 90s, I don't remember ever seeing a child that was autistic. I mean, I know now this little girl that I was around the same age was autistic, but I didn't really know the what to look for because anyone that's autistic and ADHD don't show up the same. Oh, cool! I'm glad that they found out that they had ADHD. Like, see, I don't. I feel like because when I look back on that show, I'm like, oh, I could see how he could be autistic. He was very particular and like he liked things certain way. He didn't like his little quirks he had. I didn't think about it until I like looked back on like I mean I could tell he had something. I they just made it seem like he was very OCD and stuff, about Monk. But then I was like but then I was thinking the OCD could be overlapping only being autistic. It could have been he could have or they could have mistaken it for OCD, but he actually was autistic. Oh yeah, they're supposed to be having a last like a movie based off him on his like the last case, but it's supposed to be like I guess it's supposed to be like a finale. I don't know. I saw that on like on a browser or something on the internet. See, I don't watch Criminal Nine, so I don't know what I don't know. Wait, are you talking about, oh you wait. You said that was you thought it oh you people used to say that about you. I've never seen that show, so I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it. I never really watched that show, so I don't know. I don't know if I probably relate to a lot of people and I didn't even know it. uh, right. That's too funny. That can be silly at points. Normally when I'm tired, I'm really a lot more silly than when I'm not tired. But I don't know. So I've noticed one thing I will say. I've still like since I've been like really burnt out. I feel like I've seen a lot more of my ADHD traits more than. I'm not saying the autistic traits aren't there, but I feel like I'm representing myself. Um, hmm. I don't know. I wish I knew who we were talking about in this show. I feel like I know what you're saying, but then I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could know. I wonder what to people what who I seem like based on anyone you could like point out like in a TV show. Who do I seem most like? I don't really know. Honestly, I have no idea. I got nothing. Oh, those are your favorite characters? Oh, cool. That's see, I like when you have characters you can relate to because I feel like then you could like understand why someone sees you a certain way. That's a good thing. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I really like talking to people in the chat. I didn't think I'd be good at this, honestly. I thought I would not. I always, honestly, I never, in my life, I never would have saw myself doing any of this kind of stuff. Definitely didn't see myself doing YouTube like a little over 4 years ago. I did not see myself doing this. Definitely didn't see myself live streaming. I don't, I don't know. Oh, I'm glad that they're all good guys and not bad guys. Which means that, you have good traits then, most likely. Um, sorry, when I hear things, I hate that I'm like that. When I hear any kind of sound that I don't expect, particularly or something that I don't like the sound, I will turn my head. It's not okay. It's weird to probably some people like. Even at work, when I hear a sound and I don't like the sound, my brain literally will focus. It's very annoying. It will focus on. It's not that I don't intentionally try to get distracted, but my ears are very alert to bloody sounds. It's very aggravating at times because like I'll be trying to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't. I've never. I'm very. At least I don't think I've ever been. Well, at least not as a child. I don't remember being like that. I've always been. As a child, I never would lose focus like that because but but I think I wonder if it's because now I'm aware that I am both autistic and ADHD. I'm more in tune to figuring out when I'm hearing something I don't want to hear. My brain will just like, okay, Mariah. Like for example, a wheel squeaking. That's the worst freaking thing I have to hear. One of the worst sounds is when a darn wheel is squeaking and it goes past your room, and you can't even focus on nothing else until the bloody sound is gone. It's very annoying. I'm sorry. It's literally the most annoying sound. Like I know to my coworkers they don't bother them, but I can't focus when that's happening. Or is one my one coworker who be laughing. I mean, not well. She don't work with directly, but her laugh is annoying. It's loud too. It's annoying. I can't focus when she be laughing either. Ooh, yeah, I don't like that. I hate loud music too. Cause literally, I feel like every time my mom takes me somewhere or we go somewhere, I feel like some idiot has to have their Raya, this is not supposed to be a vent session, seriously. But seriously though, I feel like my brain's like, why do you have to have your loud music next to me and my mom? And I of course that and I don't have headphones, so I can't like block the bloody sound out. So I don't want to hear every like word in your music. I don't care. Like for real. If you want to go, I'm not sure you mean. If you want to lose your hearing, that's your choice. I don't care. I don't want to lose mine. Thanks. There's a lot of annoying sounds I didn't realize were annoying. Like when someone is mowing the lawn and it's like, can you get away from my house? That's literally what I think. Can you get? That's literally what I've been thinking. I said, can you get? I've been saying, can you get away from my house, please? Oh, I didn't realize so many sounds annoyed me. I don't. It's probably bad. Good point. That's a really good point. If I wanted to hear your music, then I'd typically the people that be listening to music, I don't really care for their music. I like listening to like Avril, Pink, different kind of songs. I don't like that kind of whatever music those new. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. Ooh, Eminem's my favorite. I like listening to him. His music. I relate to like a lot of the underdogs. I just realized like the people that would considered underdogs or yeah, I like relate to or people that were not really taken seriously at the beginning. I feel like a lot of them, like, I feel like Paramore was one of them, Evanescence, like, I don't know if Linkin Park was taken seriously at the beginning, but I don't really know. I'm not certain. But, it's interesting to me. Um, yeah. I'm glad you stayed like most of the time. Because you could have done anything else on your Saturday. You didn't have to. Cool. Oh wow. Well, I'm glad you thought it was fun. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to stream more because I want to get out of my comfort zone. Because if I choose not to stream, then I feel like I would. I feel like if I didn't, I'm not saying I have to stream every single day like some people be doing, but yeah, I definitely couldn't stream every day. That'd be exhausting, especially because this me is definitely out of my comfort zone. Because I'm a homebody plus I'm very shy, so this is a lot for me. Not that I don't like it, it just it's just not how I naturally am. For some people, they can just do this with no issue. Yeah, that's not Mariah. Like I feel like my sisters maybe more than me could probably do this. Not knocking me or knocking them, not comparing myself to them. I'm just saying they're both of them are more extroverted than I am. Like my sister, who is like right across the hall from me. She likes to sing. I'm not a singer. I have somewhat of a voice. But I don't do it. I would never purposely make myself like sing on camera or something. She's really good. Honestly, she has a really nice voice. I don't mind her, even though I'm not gonna lie, I do get annoyed when I be hearing her sing sometimes because I'm trying. Sometimes I just want my own peace and quiet, and she be singing loud. I love my sister. I do. It's not that. It's just that my brain. I don't. I almost feel like my brain sometimes gets really overwhelmed when it can't. Like I'm trying to do, like for example, when I'm trying to watch something and someone is singing really, really loud, I get aggravated. And I know it's something she loves. I'm not trying to knock her. I love her so much. Trying to get my relationship back with better because I did a lot of damage with kind of being a mean sister. Same with my family. I'm trying to get my relationship back with them. It's hard because I did a lot of damage there. A lot because I have a lot of anger. Which I'm trying to work on. I don't know if I'm doing it perfectly, but I am trying. And I think it's important to admit your failures, even though it's not easy. Uh, I don't know. I'm trying my best, but I know I'm not perfect, and I know sometimes I never thought about it like that. That because my brain is not like theirs, and there's nothing to do with them. Um, I think I forget that sometimes that my brain is not the same as theirs and the way that my brain processes things that some things that don't set them off sets me off. I often forget that. My family is like I literally they are the best at trying to accommodate me the best they can. I mean, I don't always do it, but at the same time, I don't always accommodate them, so I understand. There are a lot they are like honestly I'm glad I have the family I have because there are some people that have way worse than I do. um I'm trying to think what I'm gonna say. Oh yes, but I know one thing I have to remind myself is that because I know I like my stuff my own way, and I know that not everything can always be my way, which is very hard to accept. I'm not gonna lie. um it's extremely hard for me to accept that things are not going to be my way every single time because that's how I want it. But when you live with other people or when you have other people in your life, everything ain't going to go your way. Sometimes it has to be the other person's way. Even though that's not very appealing to Mariah or me. Um, I have to try. I'm trying my best to compromise where, like, I'm trying my best not to always be like so mean to my siblings and my family just because they don't do things the way I want. It's really, 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 really challenging when you have extreme emotions and your brain wants your brain just likes certain things a certain way, and it's hard. It's really hard to see past the way my brain wants something, even if I know it's not always the best way to do things. Like it's extremely hard. um, what am I gonna say? I just want like I don't know. I just want. I wish sometimes I could see what it's like to be in their minds, and then they could see what it's like to be in mine, so then they could see why I react certain ways. And it's not because I want to teach them a lesson or anything. I just want to see what it's like. I literally want to see what they have to deal with when it comes to me, and it's not like I don't mean it as a negative, but I'm just saying so we could possibly understand each other better because I feel like I don't understand their side at all. I'm just saying, and they don't often understand. They sometimes don't understand mine. I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand their sides at all because I only see it from my vantage point, which is common with people that are autistic. They see it from their vantage point. They don't see past their vantage point typically. It's not that I can't possibly. It's not that I can't do it. It's just I don't want to. If I'm being honest, I want things to be my way. It's literally how it is. I really want to see how their brains work. I really, really do. I know it's like probably a stupid thing to say, but I want to. And I want them to see how my brain works, that maybe they don't understand sometimes why I react a certain way. It's not like I know some of the times when I told my parents I told my family I don't understand tone. I really don't. Like I really don't understand it. Like I know that's a completely important aspect, like knowing how to speak. I don't understand it, and I know like people have inflections of it. I don't really know if I have them. Honestly, I just know that I am. I don't know. I'm trying. This is like I feel like this is hard for like most people that are autistic and any kind of disability that makes their brain like respond in a way that is not common for supposed society stuff, or particularly when you have to engage with other people in general, is not easy. Like they can't. Like I know. Well, for me and for my family, they try to see something from my side, but they can't always, which I can understand that. And, like I often, let's be honest, out of anyone that compromises, I would say they compromise a lot more for me than I do for them. Let's just be honest for that. I don't like changing. I for sure don't like changing the way I am. Like I feel like I feel like I feel like that it's very actually no, I don't feel like I know it's very difficult for me to accept that something is going to be different than what I need it to be because like I said, I don't like change. I need my routine, and if you break my routine, don't expect me not to get mad. Like that's not easy for me. Like you tell me if you like, for example, if someone tells me something and then they break whatever they said, that's gonna make it harder for me to trust you if you say something and then you go back on what you say. Like don't tell me something and that doesn't really happen in this family like that. Like, which I appreciate. Like, people outside of this family have done that to me, and I don't like that mess. Like, if you're gonna say something, you either hold your word or don't tell me it. Like, don't do that. Because because to me, it breaks trust when you do that. And I know people are not intending to do it, but that is what happens, when it's done. Yeah, see, like my sister, like one thing I love about her, she will tell me, like I told everyone in my family, I said, if you ever feel like I'm doing something where you don't feel like for example, my sister, when she's really overwhelmed with me, I told her to tell me. I need her to tell me because I can't tell when someone is like, I can't always, actually, no, most times I can't read when someone wants me to stop. Like my dad won't tell me. My sister, I love her for telling me. Like I told her, I said, well, my sister's name, we're all M names. My sister's name is Maisha. I said, Maisha, if you ever feel like I'm doing something where it's causing you to not be able to, you need time to like process or whatever, or you need time to yourself or something. I need you to tell me because then I will know because I don't want to I don't want to make you uncomfortable or like angry with me when it's not necessary. Um, I tell my mom and my mom will sometimes tell me when she needs me to like she needs time. My sister and my dad won't tell me, but sometimes I'll look at his face and I can tell sometimes. It's a look. It's not a bad look. It's just a look that it's like I'm tired, Mariah.
Which I can understand. I mean, I tell myself I am a lot. I am, which I do feel like I'm a lot sometimes, and it's not that's not an insult. It's just the truth. I can be I can overwhelm people just the same way I get overwhelmed. I can overwhelm somebody, not intentionally, but sometimes I have so much in my mind I have to let it out. So then it overwhelms the other person, unfortunately. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, that's good. I'm glad someone tells you. Um, I just think it's important. I feel like it's important definitely to for people to set the boundaries and um set the boundaries and be okay with like not cross well trying your best not to cross the other person's boundaries. And if you do, apologize. I don't know. Maybe that's just not everyone how everyone thinks. Yeah, I don't really worry about it. I don't really worry about someone telling me about breaks. I just want to make sure that that they feel like they're allowed to tell me when they had enough. That's all. You know. I just want them to be, like I don't want to just disrespect them when they've had enough and I keep talking. And then it's not that they don't. One thing is, it's not that they don't care about what I have to say. It's just they may not be able to process it because they need some time themselves. Like for example, they just came up for work or something, and they need some time, or like they just need to relax for a little bit. I understand. Like I just trying to make sure there's boundaries set if they need them. Because I sometimes one thing I'm not good with is often is boundaries. So that's why I tell people like if there's certain things you don't want me to say or certain things that you need boundary certain things that not more like not what you want me to say. It's more like certain areas where boundaries need to be placed. Like tell me or like sir you could say Mariah, I don't feel comfortable talking about this or can we talk about this later or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a boundary that I don't want to cross and then because I feel like if you want to cross it then you possibly put yourself in a position where the person goes off and you don't realize why they're going off because you didn't listen to them when they first set their boundary. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. Um I don't know. Oh good. You know what I mean. Um I wish there was a way when I live stream. I wish there was a way to like actually get people to actually like tell me if I'm like if this like is something necessary that they want or if it's like um what should I say? Something necessary that they want or something like oh my I could have went without knowing that or without you saying anything about that. Um well one thing I will say I think openness and transparency and honesty are all very important to me. So if someone is not any of those things, then I don't trust. That makes me not trust that person because I am all of those things. I am very transparent and very open and very honest. So when someone breaks those lines, or if I trust someone and then I find out they're breaking those lines, it makes me not want to even engage with them at all. I'm just being clear, and I know you were like, "Why are you being clear?" I'm very one thing that most people know about me, or maybe are learning about me, I'm a very straight shooter. I don't know if that's based on how I was raised or being autistic, and plus having my own experiences. But I don't like when people once someone tells me something and then I find something else, that's a problem. I have a problem with that. I don't like that. I've had that happen in my past, and I'm not going to ever have it happen again. Like, someone told me something and then I find out it's not the truth, and then it's a whole nightmare, and I'm not going to anything like that ever again in my life. And because to me, it makes me not trust you. Like, I've had some people that I've not trusted in a I've stopped communicating with them because I didn't trust anything they were saying because I found out they were lying. I don't like liars. I don't. That's one thing I really don't like because to me, I trust easily. So when you break that trust, you don't get it back. You don't get it back very easily. It will. If I decide to give you a second chance, it will take a lot of time to earn the trust back once it's broken. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I'm just being honest. So um. I just think it's, you know what's sad to me is that I've seen people like, I just still don't get it. Like people lying, saying they're autistic, and like I've had someone lie to me and say they were, that they had Asperger's and their family had Asperger's, and then I found out later that he said he was lying. He told me he was lying, and it almost like, and then he made it seem like what I said was like because I called him out when it was a problem. Like, what do you mean? Like, why should I keep you in my life after you lie to me? Like, to me, that's not like a little lie; it's a major lie because he made it seem like I was the one that lied to him. I didn't lie about anything. Why would I lie about having a disability? That's not a cool. That's not like I. It's not. It's not that I would ever erase my disabilities, but why would I want to lie about something that makes? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Disabilities make your life harder because you have both. You have the side where you're accepted, but then you have the side where you're not really accepted. So you're like in the middle, and then you have the side where you have a whole lot. Then you have on top of not being accepted, you have society making it seem like it's a problem that you are different. I don't get, which I don't understand at all. But okay, that's a Mariah thing, I guess. um, I just don't get it. Like, why lie about having a disability? Literally don't get it. And I remember seeing this TikToker or somebody, I think it was TikTok or one of the social media platforms, one of the platforms where you can live stream or whatever. It was either TikTok here or another platform. I don't know. Maybe Instagram. He was lying about being autistic, and then someone exposed him, and then there was a whole. They did it for like fame. I don't understand. Like, why not be authentic than just lie about being something that you're not? Like, I would never lie about being autistic or like having a disability in general. What purpose would what would that get me? I don't get it. Because we already get looked down on by anybody that and I think that's also another reason. Actually, no, we already get looked down on, but then also I think it's another reason why some people in the disability community don't accept people that come out as self-diagnosed at the same time. I'm thinking for any kind of disability because of the idiots that out here faking like they have something that they don't actually have, which is really upsetting, by the way, because there are genuine people that actually feel like they may have something, and they get scared to not even reveal it because of how people treat them, because of the way stupid people in society act like they have something they really never had. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. Um, it's just ridiculous, is what it is. Which is interesting. So this live stream turned into a fun fact live stream plus extra, I guess. Well, I don't want to take up your whole time. I feel like I'm taking up your whole time, Sai. I don't mean to. No. And I don't want you to I don't want you to have to feel like you can't say that you could have something or not feel like you could possibly self-identify as having ADHD or being an ADHD, or just because of some idiots out here that be faking their disability, because you're allowed to say. I just hope you know that you're allowed to say whatever you think you have. It's regardless of what other people say, because you have a voice. I just want you to know. And even if I can't actually hear your voice, you still do have an actual voice. Even in my opinion, because you know how people use like what are they called? You know, those talkers, or the devices they use to, if they can't actually speak, they use those. Those are still a form of communication. They just can't actually use their actual voice that comes out of their throat, you know. All I'm saying is even speaking your words, even typing your words is still your voice. It's just a different form of your voice is the way I look at it. I just hope one day I can be like, um, I don't know. I hope one day I can be like the voice of many if needed. Not that I don't, not that I'm trying to take on that, okay? Because like that's a lot of pressure. But I know I have been voices for some people that can't actually be use their own voice, which is very inspiring. I know back in the past before you even followed me or that was told to me. Someone said that I was the voice of their daughter. I've never had anyone say that before, so that actually really significantly impacted me. Well, okay, you surely can look into it. I'm just saying. I just hope you don't ever feel. There you go. I like how you said that you think they may be ADHD. That's a good way of saying it. But my point is, I don't want you to feel pressured that you can't use your voice at all. That's what I mean. Nothing. I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying I don't want you to feel like anyone will. What am I trying to say? I just try my best to like try to real think about like how if I didn't have the family that I have, the supportive family I had, I don't think I would honestly I don't think I'd be on the YouTube or even on social media speaking about this or sharing my videos and any of that kind of stuff. I definitely don't think I'd have this platform at all. I just hope any of the videos that I share, regardless if it's a live or the uploaded videos that I do, I help somebody. That's the goal, honestly. I mean, I hope one day we'll like reach. I mean, obviously it's reaching globally because you're not in this country, but I hope it has an impact where, honestly, I just hope it has an impact where it makes someone feel valued. That's the main goal. Like, I want them to feel like they're supported. That's literally why I want to continue doing this and support any people in the disability community. Um, but yeah. I don't know. I just that's literally my goal, and I know for some people that's not a big goal, but to me it's a big goal in my mind. Especially when I never thought I'd be doing something like this. And is there anything else you wanted to say, or I should say type technically, because oh, technically that's still your voice. It's just you're not actually speaking it that I can hear. Well, honestly, you could be speaking and I can't hear it. um. Well, I'm glad you like. I'm really glad you like my content because I didn't at one point I know I didn't think people liked it, so I was discouraged and I was gonna end up probably leaving YouTube. But people on like my Twitter and other things encouraged me to keep going because honestly, my dad is the first one before I even had Twitter. Um, was the one that told me I need to keep go. I need to keep right. You should keep going. You keep going. This is way before I got to 300 subscribers. It was back before I even got to 100. I think it was like in that was the beginning, like maybe a few subscribers I had. And he was like, "You keep going, Mariah. Don't give up. You keep going." And he was saying it because he knew people would this. I didn't know that, but he knew, and to me that actually encourages me to someone that doesn't have the same passion as me, wanting me to keep going. And could see, I guess maybe the drive that I had when it came to this. I've always had this kind of drive when it came to this community. I can't help it. It's almost like something in my body tells me, Mariah, you have to keep fighting for this community. I can't, and I also wonder because I'm impacted by this community and I'm a part of it. It's why I have to keep going. So, I mean, I'm glad that you get to see someone like you, because honestly, I'm glad I get to talk to people that are like me, because I didn't think I would have any of this, and I feel like I wouldn't if I wasn't on Twitter and I wasn't on here. Actually, no, I don't think I know I wouldn't have anybody like this if it wasn't for that. Oh well, I'm good. I'm glad. I hope that you enjoy your day. I love you guys. Bye. And stop.